Yeah, there
No,
he is.
no, dude. No, you need to give me a couple more minutes after the Tango videos. It's my Achilles heel.
What? The big old titties? I mean, big old bitties.
You lied to once and I can own a house. I can barely have a job. Forced into the gig economy.
This is how the night's going to start. We're in big trouble.
Yeah, I see it already. Detective Maury's bitch ass.
I threw my back out. Is it in your mom?
Yeah, I know.
It takes me back to the day. Anyways.
Hey, mods, he's good for one a night, okay?
That's it. One.
You're out of here. Yeah, in the spirit of baseball. God, now you got my wife mad, Detective Maury. It's my mother-in-law. You don't talk like that.
This ain't coffee, bitch.
Salad bowl as a coffee cup.
Yeah, I like big mugs and I cannot lie. But no, just as a quick aside, because sometimes you and I like to tell these stories. When I was in high school, I got introduced to alcohol, and I spent a little bit of it. And I'm not an alcoholic, by the way. Let me get that clear. I'm not an alcoholic at all, not even close. But in high school, I may have drank a little bit more than I should have. And we had a class, and it was known that the teacher always had a cup of coffee spiked with bourbon. And that guy was hammered on every class. Oh yeah, he was hammered in class, and we all knew it. And then anyways, at lunchtime, I would come back for his philosophy class. Best class ever. I'm going to wrap up the story. Best class. So we came in with a 44 ounce from 7-Eleven, just filled with Jack Daniels, about half Jack Daniels and about half Coke. And we spilled it. And that whole classroom smelled like alcohol. It was the most horrendous thing. And the teacher walked by with this coffee mug. I'll never forget it. Sipping his coffee. And he turns as he walks past the puddle and he's like, "So, anybody else got a question?" And he's like standing as we're cleaning up the puddle. And I was like, this is enabling the shit out of us, because we were like high school kids hammered off our ass. And anyways, and I just remember when you said a coffee mug filled with booze, I had to go to the story of my guy that did the whole drinking bourbon in his coffee during class. And by the time the midday came, that guy was trashed.
See, dude, I feel like I can't even wrap my head around that happening today. Maybe it does.
It doesn't probably happen today. I don't know.
I just feel like it would be so obvious. And I mean, I just saw Crown said that as well. Somebody said they used to put some in their sweet tea cup from McDonald's. Who type of one of you had a teacher that drank on the job? See, this is giving all of the people ammo that do think that we're out of our minds crazy for believing Brian Koberger might be innocent. They're going to be like, yeah, because you guys had drunk teachers. You guys are dumbasses. That's what I feel like they're all thinking right now. Oh my God. This is concerning. Are you seeing this?
I do. Here's the thing. Yeah.
I am shocked. This is an epidemic.
A comment about a philosophy teacher.
Sorry,
like when
said
you're drinking,
bus driver.
That's probably not a good thing. I'm just going to go out on a limb. Are you ready? True story. You've heard of you've heard of the term MILF? Yeah. Okay. So for those who know,
would you be concerned if I hadn't?
Yes, I would be a little. I'd be a little concerned. So I'm on the beach. I'm at the coast. I'm in the Washington coast with my wife, and we're in a little shop that sells sweaters. And MILF is a term I know. And then I see a shirt, and it's got a picture of a nun, and it says NILF, NILF, nuns. Oh I'd like, right? So my wife says, "Oh my God, this is so you." Now I bought that sweater, but I wore it for like a few minutes, and the horrified looks I got from people. Yeah, my social anxiety was like, I'm taking that shirt off, because people were like, "Oh my God, are you saying?"
I feel like you're right. There seems to be more actionable and reasonable steps to go from MILF to NILF.
It was my wife's fault. She thought it would be funny. Oh yeah, GILF would be. See, GILF is so acceptable.
It's a good middle ground.
NILF, probably not.
NILF, you're going to hell. Yeah.
Right. Oh my God, this show is. We need to get back on true crime.
Why?
Because that's what I do. At the Devil's Advocates, we believe in the presumption of innocence until proven guilty in a court of law.
You know what? I believe that we're not going to start talking about true crime again regularly on the show until there's one stream that you just fully let it go.
You don't think I've come close?
No, I want to see you get so drunk on an after hours stream that you're going tarps off. And we have to actually put you backstage at this point. We have to put you to timeout to sober up.
I'm taking, due to legal restrictions, we're taking DA off camera right now.
You just see the beep on your screen, like.
In high school, I'm a social chameleon. I could be best friends with the quarterback on the football team, and also best friends with the stoner, right? And when I was going to school, there were stoners and there was jocks, and that was the thing, right? So I threw a big party. I threw a big party, and one of my best friends was a stoner, big time stoner. And then another one of my good friends was like the entire offensive line. This one guy was the entire offensive line. It was a huge behemoth human being.
Just like a moose.
Oh yeah. And he came to my party, and both these guys are at my party. Well, unfortunately, my friends in the multiple social circles didn't understand that I had friends in multiple social circles. So he was like, "What the fuck are you doing here? You don't belong here." And he punched him in the fucking nose in my house. And then I had to like do this whole like, dude, this is my friend too. And like, anyways, so it's an occupational hazard to be a social guy like me who can get along with a jock like you, but also a stoner like half the people in this audience right now. And then when the two worlds collide, it's like two tribes go to war. It's bad because they don't necessarily mix, but I mix with everybody. So
no, anyway. I do too. Honestly, I'm friends with a lot of type of people. Yeah. You talked about breaking somebody's nose. I actually, unfortunately, did break somebody's nose on a complete accident at the worst possible time that I could have done so. Coming off playing high school football, okay, I'm 18 or 19 years old, and I get invited to go to a bachelor party up in Green Bay at the Packers Stadium to do a tour, to go out. Funny enough, this guy was a cop, and we used fake IDs with him, which I just thought was hilarious. Like, to get into the bars, like, we're with police officers, and they were letting us, I won't say this guy's name, but I just thought it was just mind blowing that, like, we didn't expect that. And they were like, yeah, bring your fakes, whatever. Well, what are they going to do? Call the cops? Like, it was the joke of the night. It was hilarious.
What do you do? Call the cops?
So, dude, he somehow rented out like the county park where the stadium's in the background, and he got somebody to like stripe it with like lines and stuff for flag football that morning. Cause there's like 15, 16 guys do like 7-on-7. Like, all of us young guys were like, we don't need flags. Like, dude, we're coming off like our senior year. Okay. Like, there's snow on the ground, and it's going to be a good time. Yeah. So, dude, I catch a pass. I'm running, towards the sideline, and just instinctively, dude, I stiff armed this guy so hard in his nose. It's the best, man. I broke his nose.
You broke his nose?
Yeah, I broke his nose. I felt terrible. Pretty much ruined the entire morning, accidentally. And I still feel terrible about that to this day. It was such an accident too.
That's a horrendous story. I headbutted a girl when I was in school in soccer. I knocked her unconscious. We were both going up because I'm playing soccer. You know how you see on TV where people go jump up in the air and they headbutt the ball to knock it, right? I thought that'd be a cool thing. Well, me and the girl went up at the same time to headbutt, and I headbutted her and knocked her unconscious. I got suspended, I think, for that. So that's one of my stories from sports. I was not good in sports, and when I knocked out a girl, I think for headbutting her, that was like, dude, you play too hard. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just back.
Did you ever get suspended in school or expelled?
I got suspended multiple times in school. Yeah.
What for?
One, because I was going to a church school.
I'm sorry. I know I just asked you that, but I'm like, just telling a story. I'm like, yeah, I accidentally stiff armed, one of my buddy's best bands. You're like, I headbutted a girl and I knocked her unconscious. Like,
you got nothing. You got nothing.
Yeah, take that, Bertie. Shit's weak. What are you talking about? I knocked some chick out.
I got kicked out of church school because I watched American Werewolf in London, and there was this is such an after dark show thing. There was a sex scene in American Werewolf in London where a chick got banged in a shower against the glass wall, and I told everybody about it, and I got kicked out of church school for that. That was one of the times I got kicked out of school for talking about that. I got kicked out of school for fighting. The only time in my life I've been punched in the face. I swear to God, to my defense, I swear to God, I was getting, after I got past the shock, I was getting ready to fight back. But the fight got stopped, so I never got to even throw a swing, and I got kicked out for fighting. And I'm like, but I didn't even fight. I never got to hit the guy. So there was that.
Let's see. What's the wildest thing in the Hive that somebody was suspended from high school from?
Oh, what a great question.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I never got suspended. I think I got like 2 detentions, which in my high school, dude, we had these things called BIP slips, where like if you had like a late assignment or if you were in the hallway after the bell rang, if you got 3 or 4 of them, you ended up having to sit for lunch detention. That was all I ever got. I never got like suspended. DA was part of Fight Club. Donna says, I love that movie.
It was great. American Werewolf in London was a fantastic movie. Not so good for a church school, but it was a fantastic movie. Yeah, I get.
What, did you see 69? Is that what you saw?
That's how yeah, I laughed when I saw 69 because I'm a child. Anyway, when I was in church school, I think it was 7th grade, I was reading a book, a novel. I think it was called The SOBs, and it was like about a military group like in Vietnam. And it had sexual scenes. It was like really raunchy. It was like a pulp fiction for adult males. It was all about violence, killing, and banging chicks. And anyways, there was a very graphic scene where a female military person was banged by somebody in her and so my teacher calls my parents in to an after school nighttime session. Hey, I want you guys to meet me at the school. Something very serious with your son, 7:00 at night at the school. We're all sitting there and he's like, your son brought this book to school. And they're like, oh shit. And I'm like, I said, I want to read to you a passage of the kind of stuff that's in this book. My dad says to the guy, I know what kind of stuff's in that book. I'm an adult. I know what that book has in there. No. I want to read it to you. So my dad kept insisting, dude, I understand what's in an adult book. No, I want to read it. So he read passages and my dad was like, are you getting an erection from this or what? Because like, well, wow. I literally don't need you to read. And he was reading a full passage of a sex scene. And my dad's like, are you having fun? Because like, I just told you, I know what's in that book.
So, why was he so adamant about reading that?
I don't know. My dad was like, I think you're getting more out of this than I am. Like, why do you feel compelled to have to read me the entire chapter of this book?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like you could have just left it at, there's a sex scene in the book and we would have been good.
You got to make it so uncomfortable. Be like, what are you getting off to this right now?
Right.
And
that's what he said.
To another guy. Like, what is it?
And to be fair, my parents were awesome. They stuck up I got in trouble several times. One time I got in trouble because, they tried to get my friend and I to turn against each other by lying and saying, well, your friend already told us you did something and he didn't. And so my parents like chewed the principal and said, if my son said he didn't do it, he didn't do it. Like he's an honest guy. And if my son said he didn't do it, then he didn't do it. And so that was cool. But I was going to tell you one more story. In my day, in my church school, we had things called hacks. And if you got in trouble, like I did for organizing a book drop at like exactly 3:00, everybody would shove their books off the table and everything would fall on the floor at the same time. And there'd be a massive uproar. I got sent to the principal's office. It was immediately like, how do you know? The teacher's like, Lee, to the office. Like, how the heck do you know that was me? But anyways, so I organized that, right? I go to the office, but there was a guy, super popular, 9th grade at the time. I was in a lower grade. And he got his hacks for doing something wrong, and they would bend you over a table, and they literally had a board with holes sawed through it so that it would whistle as it swings through the air to hit your ass. And you would bend over, you'd pull your pants down, and they would full on. This thing would come in.
It's like a Nerf football. It's like a Nerf football back in the day where you throw. It's like
they don't do that shit. I don't think anymore. It was brutal. It was brutal. Not. So anyways, so they whacked him once. He held his composure. They whacked him again. He held his composure. Then he goes out after they're done because they had a rule, like a 2-hit rule about hitting him. So he goes out.
Jesus Christ.
I'll never forget this day. He goes out into the hall after getting hacked, and everyone in the school is on break and they're waiting. Everybody's reading his face. Oh my God, is he crying? Is he crying? Like he's got to be in tears, right? And he comes out and he's all like all arms akimbo, like, no fucking problem. I just took it. And he goes, look, everybody, look at my ass. Pulls his pants down. He's got 2 softball-sized bruises on his ass, right? And they hauled him back in there and hit him so many times that he came out bawling. And by the way, shortly after that, they got shut down. That school got shut down for that. But that was one of my.
Serious?
Yeah, it was bad. They bruised him super, super bad, and they tried to make a point of it. But it was so. I'm telling some pretty brutal stories. But yeah, that was my childhood. I've got a lot of stories. But there's only a certain number. There's only a certain kind of group of people that can handle those kind of stories.
I was a little bit of a dick as like a 6th through 8th grade kid, like a menace for no reason.
Really,
which at the time seemed harmless.
Like
But
getting in fights and stuff, or just causing problems?
No, I haven't really ever been in that many fights, to be honest.
Yeah.
And no, just like things that I thought were harmless that now, like if I'm driving down the road and a water balloon or a snowball pelts my car, okay, like I'm gonna be pissed. I was terrorizing my neighborhood. Like I would have like different positions from trees to throw snowballs at cars by myself. I'd go on solo missions and I would just pelt cars with snowballs for hours.
The shit that I did as a kid, dude, you just took me back to the story. My friend and I don't know why this was funny. It wasn't funny. It's not funny. But we decided to make a mannequin of like clothes and stuff it so that it looked like a human body and put it in the street and make fake blood and make it look like somebody got ran over kind of thing. And then we would sit there and scream as cars go by like somebody just got hit by a car. Why we thought that was funny at the time, I don't know. We did shit when I was younger that I'm embarrassed to say that I was a bit of a menace myself as well. But it was funny because I don't think I wasn't a bad boy. I was really straight laced. But then I think of the stories. So maybe dropping eggs off of bridges.
No, that just reminded me of this. When I said I was just a dick, okay, I like relapsed in like 9th grade. Like, okay, like it was like bad 6th grade.
You relapsed in 9th grade.
So I just got into high school. We moved from my okay, so we moved from my childhood house from just kind of like a smaller subdivision. We moved into like the main subdivision in the town that I grew up. So all my buddies were there, and there was this giant hill by where we lived. It was like Mill Road Hill, dude. It was the steepest. Like and it was a back road hill. I don't even know how this was. Like if you had a truck or a trailer, you're not getting up it. That's how steep it is. Okay, like there's no lines painted on it. But it was a relatively busy road because during school hours, when all the traffic would be at the stoplights, you'd go that way. Okay, so this is like right around this time of year, and you know how they put those pumpkin like trailers out where you can go and it's like the honor system, and you put money in it and then you take a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not proud of this, but me and like 4 of my buddies.
So I'm not proud of this.
Again, this is what I'm saying. Like, if this happened to me, you would see me on the news for beating a bunch of high schooler kids' ass. Like, I would not let it go if this happened to me. And I just think back, I'm like, what were we thinking? So not only did we go grab these pumpkins, we grabbed the biggest pumpkins that we could find, and we rolled them down the hill at oncoming cars.
Oh my God, yes.
It was like a 25-mile-an-hour road. Like, it wasn't crazy. But dude,
dangerous.
We got so much joy out of this, of seeing the car stop and just start going backwards as fast as they can. But there's 4 pumpkins,
and you're laughing your ass off. That's the funniest shit ever. Oh my God!
I'm like pissing my pants, laughing, running away, just elated. And I'm like, what is wrong with me?
I get it. Like teenage boys or under teenage boys are broken. We're broken.
Yeah, they're broken. It just I would hit golf balls. My dad came home one time, dude. I like I said, I was just a menace. So one time my dad let us mow the grass really, really short in part of our backyard to make like a little putting green. And he was like, you guys are only allowed to chip. He's like, if you're not going to putt, you can only chip. So you only use like the sand wedge. Okay. Dude, my dad runs to the store to get like hot ham and rolls. Okay. It's like, it's a beautiful Sunday. Okay. Me and my best friend, Joe, we go get the driver, DA. We don't just like, we just don't like, we go get,
you can't obey rules. You can use a chipper. Let's get a fucking driver. Dude, let's get a driver.
like the second my dad's truck turned the corner, we're like, let's go get the driver.
Of course.
So we're teeing up these balls. We are just, dude, we're letting these balls rip, not like into a neighborhood, but there's like a field, but there's houses, and it's like, they're just like, it's like more of a spread out neighborhood. So dude, we don't hear anything. Like, I'm like, there is no way that we are reaching anybody's houses. Okay. My poor father happens to get home at the same time where we must have, like, this must have been this gentleman who lives probably about 220 yards that way. This must have been his last straw, because my dad gets out of his car. He's all excited. He's got hot ham and rolls. The Packers are about to play. Like, it's going to be a great Sunday. And then here I am just ruining his Sunday.
Right.
Because and I saw the guy coming. So I like shuffle in. I saw my dad coming. I'm like, oh my God, dude. I'm like, we got to get downstairs. We got to we turn on the Wii. We had Wii instead of like PlayStation. So we turn on Wii and we're like pretending that we've been playing Wii the whole time. Well, my dad, he doesn't come inside like for like 20 minutes. And I know that he was pulling into the driveway, dude. So I know at this point we're cooked. We're so effed. Okay. So then I hear my dad walk down the stairs in the basement. I hear him stop walking. I hear him take a deep breath, like just like to calm himself down.
I'm trying to not beat your ass.
Yeah, dude. So he goes, boys, do you want to tell me why when I just got out of my truck here, I have a guy who is jogging towards me, yelling at me, saying, hey, Titleist. He's like calling my dad by the name of the brand of the golf balls that we were hitting. Okay. We hit the hood of his truck that was parked.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, my dad's like, so you guys are going to go walk over there and you're going to go apologize. And I was like crying. I'm like, I don't want to go. I'm scared. He's like, no, you're going. And he's like, and I'm not going to go with you. He's like, I'm not going to go with you. So, yeah, that was probably one of the worst, other than
it's probably a good thing that you and I didn't grow up together at the
We'd
same
be in
age,
jail.
because we probably would have been in jail. Yeah, I'm thinking so.
This is the last story. Promise.
Don't promise.
So my mom was going through nursing school when I was right in this window of hell, pretty much. Or I was making my parents' life hell by just doing stupid shit like this. So my little brother and I, okay, we thought it would be a good idea on like our kind of like taller garage door, like not a shop garage door, but we had like a taller garage door. We thought it'd be a good idea that somebody would press the button for it to go up. We would hang on it. We would hang on the garage door and see how far off the ground.
That sounds like fun. Even to this day, it sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, because I think it was like a 12-foot garage door. So like you get pretty high up there.
How far can you get up in the air before you panic?
My poor little brother. I'm like, all right, Jacob. Like I was like talking shit. I'm like, there's no way you're beating me, because I almost got to the top, and then I kind of like you couldn't actually get to the top because it would like retract all the way back.
Right, your knuckles would go into the yeah.
Okay. So, dude, my little brother's up there, and I press the button. It's like, zzz, like his little feet are like off the ground. He's not letting go. Dude, he's not letting go. And I'm actually at this point, I'm encouraging him to not let go. I'm like, you can do it. Like, don't let go. Don't let go.
No,
dude, the loudest fucking crash I've ever heard in my life. Off the fucking tracks. Just not only that, Jacob falls so hard. The garage door is at like a 45 degree. Okay. Again, my dad was not home. We didn't know what to do, bro. So we just left it. So the first thing that this man sees when he gets off work, driving into his driveway, is just this destroyed, totaled garage door. My brother and I'm not even bullshitting you. We hid under our beds with pillows inside of our shorts, preparing for what was to come, dude. We were there for like 2 hours.
He's gonna whip my ass. I'm gonna pad this shit up.
We shared a bedroom. I heard my brother whimpering. When he heard my dad come through the door, he started crying.
Oh my God.
So, anyways,
oh shit, Birdie just froze up. Either that or he just froze totally froze the fuck up.
it's fun. That felt good to reminisce.
We have not talked about anything that either one of our viewers actually signed up to watch. You know,
did you see all the ones? Dude, DA, you gotta let it go, man. You gotta let it.
By the way, my dad, as an aside, so since we're going, my dad never spanked me again after the one day that I can't even remember. I don't even remember what I did, but I got him so mad that he like took off the belt and he laid into me. I mean, he laid in, and he's not a violent guy, but he laid into me, and I was trying to roll away, like I'm trying to block. I'm putting my hands behind my butt to try to block the swings, right? And yeah, he lost control of himself that day and never spanked me again. And then they said that's why I turned out to be a bad kid in some regards, because, well, you didn't spank him. And like, my dad felt so bad because he just like completely lost control. Like, that motherfucker, you will move your hands. I'm gonna whoop your ass. He made me go out. He made me go out and find a switch at first. You know, if you want to beat your ass, it better be the right size switch. Psychological warfare in a child.
That is psychological warfare, dude. There was so when my brother and I started getting like a little bit older, and we ended up moving because my little sister was born. Like, or we had to share a room, and we shared a room until, you know, she was like out of like the nursery phase. So then we moved. But at our old house, one of like the last memories that I ever have at that house is the only time I have ever seen my dad go from like just seeing red mad to belly laughing, wheezing uncontrollably. Okay. I don't even, dude, I can't even describe it, but I can tell you what happened. So my little brother and I, we just did like stupid little shit, like in the summertime, to like mess with my parents. You know, our bedtime was whatever, 9:30, 10 o'clock. We never stayed in bed. They finally got us a TV for Christmas one year so that we could watch, you know, DVDs. Like, I think we would watch like Agent Cody Banks or some shit, but we would go on these like missions, right? And we would like army crawl, and we'd try to see who could get past this doorway. Okay. Right. Or like sometimes we would try to army crawl and sneak. Other times it was just like a full on sprint. Okay. So you could picture this like childhood memory. Like we're in the zone, dude. Like, we're planning this out, like distractions. Okay.
Right.
So we had gotten caught like 4 or 5 times at this point. It's driving my dad up a wall, who's just trying to relax in the recliner. And if you ever had a recliner father, you're going to know exactly the noise that I'm talking about when you know you're cooked. Boom. That's when you know. When the recliner comes down in such a way that it's intimidating.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're in for. So.
Oh, my God.
So anyways, we hear that recliner. We're like, oh, shit, get back to the bed. Get back to the bed. So we're in, you know, we're like pretending to be asleep. Obviously, we're not. And my dad just comes in and he's like, what the hell's going on? Blah, 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 blah. What are you guys doing? And so he's like, if I see you guys one more time, you know, we're going to be having a much different conversation the next time, right? The classic dad
I love
voice.
that. I love that language. We're going to have a much different conversation.
Yeah. Well, what do you think we did, DA? We start hyping each other up. We're like, dude, the stakes have never been higher.
The stakes have never been. Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
So at this point, we then spent probably long enough planning this one out to where my dad thought we actually probably fell asleep. Okay. So he's probably like, thank God, like those two dumbasses are asleep now. You know? And we proceed to go, and we said, well, dude, we should go at the same time. Like, let's both do it. You guys can picture what happened. We hear the recliner, and dude, my dad must have had like a light jog going at this point. Like, the recliner went down, and like he was hauling ass to the room. So for whatever reason, dude, he picks up this damn, like, it was like a SpongeBob toy. Okay. So he like doesn't break. I like look back down the hallway. I'm like, oh shit, he's coming. Is what I'm thinking. I see my dad not even break stride. Oh, he like picks this SpongeBob stuffed animal up off the ground. He leans back and just dots my brother in the back of the head, dude. My brother goes flying past me. I have this thought of like, oh shit, like I'm so glad that's not me. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my God.
As the SpongeBob toy hits my brother simultaneously, Jacob falls down. The SpongeBob toy goes, he goes, ha, ow.
I got kicked out of church school. And I think I told you that story. I got kicked out of church school because when my parents sent me when I graduated from 8th grade and was starting high school, they sent me to Upper Columbia Academy, which was a Seventh-day Adventist school. And I did not want to go. So I got my ear pierced that week, and I did my own ear piercing. I pierced my ear, shoved a post through my ear, and pierced my ear. And then I would take it out during class, and then I'd put it back in at night in the dorm room. And I organized a poker game in my room, both of which were really no-nos at the church school. And I got my ass thrown out. I think, and that sounds super mild. That got me. That's from one of the worst things I did. I got kicked. I got myself kicked out, and I never went back to church. I never went back to church school after that. Like I was public school from then on out. And by the way, I found out that public school kids are a lot less trouble than church school kids because everybody was looking to rebel at the church school. I actually, because where I grew up, it was K through 8 was church school. Then it was just one high school. It was like 5 or 6 schools that made one high school, and dude, all the church kids were bad. Like they were always like getting in the most trouble or just doing like the craziest shit that I don't know why. It's like, is it like freedom? Does it feel different going to public school? I can imagine if you're getting hit by a whistle paddle. Like, then I tell you, some of the people I went to church school with turned out to be the worst. Like a guy that I really liked, he became a pimp, and he pimped out one of the girls that I dated in school. Shit you not. I shit you not. Like I had a girlfriend in 7th grade. That chick was amazing. She was amazing. She had a nickname. I didn't know her nickname became her prostitute name. No, I'm not making this shit up. This was in church school.
What was the nickname?
Roxy. Roxy was her nickname. And so it wasn't anything spectacular, but I was like, why do you call yourself Roxy? Well, it turns out that was her prostitution name. She literally would get pimped out by this guy. And I was like, what the hell is it with us in church school? Like we turned out way worse than the public school kids I went to school with. It was
at what age was he the pimp? Was this when he got to public school or is this older?
Well, I mean, I dated her when we were in 7th grade. I didn't find out about the pimping thing until years later when I was in my 20s. Oh. So I don't know when exactly she became a prostitute kind of thing. But I mean, I shit you not. Like I can't make later on, I'm reaching out to an ex-girlfriend. I'm like, hey, we had great times together. I miss you. What have you been up to? Oh, I just got out of prison. I got pimped out by so-and-so who was in the school with us. And I'm like, oh my God, that's my church school.
Wait,
that's amazing.
So did this, I'm under the impression that this happened as soon as church school got done. She became.
I think so. So
this was in schools.
Got it. Oh yeah. By the way, you didn't phrase up. Great story about her, but no, this isn't.
Wait, hang on. So, are you not friends with this guy because he pimped your girlfriend out, or what is the?
He didn't pimp her out, but I knew her. That was she got older.
Oh okay, my God, I've been trying to ask you what age. What age did the pimp become the pimp?
In our 20s.
Okay. 20s. I don't think you said that. I'm thinking this is like an 8th.
I'm sorry I didn't clarify that. Yeah, that happened later. I reached out to her years later to like how she's been doing, and that's when I found out about that.
Yeah. Hey, LA Mike goes, when you say dated, did that mean you had to go through your buddy?
What's wrong?
Captain took us off the case.
I'm sorry.
I told Terry about my dark days in college. It brought up some feelings.
Well, honey Dick, that was a long time ago. You're not that same person you were.
You don't get it. There is a darkness inside of me. It wants to get out, wants to walk around. It wants some walking around money. And it wants to buy some shoes. And it wants to walk up with the people and say, hey, Gator don't play no shit. You feel me? Gator never been about that. Never been about playing no shit.
There's some darkness inside of me. Yeah.
Dude, I read somebody's comment and it was like something along the lines of like, this was the perfect stream for me. They said, Birdie is my ADD side of my brain. And Devil's Advocates is the autistic side of my brain. I'm like, right? Oh my God.
That's what I said. I saw that comment. I'm like, am I autistic?
Hey, I've never once thought of myself that way. Like I could tell you didn't know how to respond to that.
I remember that. And I was like, I'm the autistic side of your brain. Like, do I have autism? Like, I started like, do I need to check into therapy? Did I have autism this whole time?
See, similar to like when my little brother was trying to run by me in the room and he got dotted with the SpongeBob toy. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm so glad that was not me. I'm not gonna lie. There was a piece of me that I was like, oh, thank God I'm the ADD side of it. Right?
And not the autistic side. Fair enough.
I mean, it is what it is. But no, this is a lot of fun, man. And DA, I'll see you next Monday.
All right. Thank you so much for having me again.
Yep. Peace out.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
See ya.